Hey everyone, welcome to the Tarot Writer. I'm going to be doing a reading for Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Give me the thumbs up, hit the share button, and I will greatly appreciate it. Okay, so this is a reading for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Before we begin, I do have a quote for you, as I do every month for the signs. Your quote of the month this month is, let me grab that, is a quote by Henry Miller, and it's from his book called Sexus. Your quote is, "When one is trying to do something beyond his known powers, it is useless to seek the approval of friends." All right, so when something is beyond even your own powers, don't rely on friends to tell you and give you all that confidence and support. You just kind of got to do it, because nobody understands what you're trying to do. They don't understand how high you're trying to reach, what you're really trying to go for. So don't really look for the approval and support of friends. You just got to do what you got to do. All right, hopefully that will resonate with a couple of you, Libras, Aquarius, and Geminis. All right, let's see, first card out. Let's see what we have for you for the month of November 2020, as we're getting closer to 2021, thank goodness. Okay, and we start off with the Tower, the big old boom. So I feel like this is that sky you're trying to touch. This is the shakeup that maybe people won't understand, is that you're trying to do something very different with your life. You're becoming somebody different, you're thinking differently, and it's kind of shaking up your world and other people's worlds. But like Henry Miller says, do not wait for the approval of friends, because you'll only be waiting for nothing. That's not actually what he's saying, but you know. So yeah, so maybe you are kind of creating a shakeup in your life, a whole new you, a whole new way of doing things, and you're not settling for anything. Or maybe this is that something has kind of taken down your world, and now it's all about putting the pieces back together in a new way for a different kind of security, because this wasn't working out in some way or form. This is the revision card, so whatever's meant to come down, it's meant to be. It's meant to come down. It no longer is needed in your life, so it's time to let it go and rebuild. Okay, what else do we have for Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini? We have the King of Cups here. Okay, so together, I see, got dog hair on here. Sorry if you see dog hair, I can't help it. It's everywhere. Maybe you're taking on the powers of the King of Cups, who works from a place of intensity of feeling and emotion. I think you're feeling very compelled to issue not warnings to people, but because that's too scary. You're not issuing warnings, but you're just showing up as somebody who's incredibly stable and diplomatic, and who understands exactly where you're coming from. Like, you're unshakable at this point. And that's why I said earlier, like, I don't really think this happened to you. I really feel like you're kind of shaking up the world a little. I feel like you have this new ground that you're taking off from. I don't think anybody is going to pull you off your throne and rattle you. You're unrattling. You are unable to be rattled. The Tower, you are in the process of maybe even taking some kind of tower down, meaning that you are in the midst of possibly getting rid of friendships that don't work, relationships don't work, jobs you don't like, the things that you do in your day-to-day life that need restructuring. that you are the boss now coming into your life, and you're trying to not just reorganize, but completely reconstruct. And this is great as we head into 2021, that hopefully in a couple more months, you will kind of come out the other side of this, where there won't be so much deconstruction. The new construction will be rebuilt. We also have Four of Cups in reverse. So I'm seeing that you're not going to miss any opportunities to do so. This is, you're on your way. This is like blast off time for you. The Four of Cups upright kind of means to me like depressed, a little forlorn, you know, a little disappointed. But when it's like this, there's no time to be disappointed, because this is where you reach for those opportunities. You are alive and awake to what you want to see in your world. Like over here, it's like he's literally falling asleep at the tree, but you're awake. Like you appear again as the King of Cups right here. He's very alert on his throne. I mean, he's not like so alert, like he just had 12 cups of coffee alert, but like he's extremely aware. And I think that is how you are going to be walking into the next month, the next couple months, is very calm and aware, which is a beautiful place to be, because you're going to take those opportunities that come to you, those opportunities that maybe you were once afraid of in the past. But hey, if those opportunities come and it shakes up the world, your world or anybody else's, even better possibly. Let's see what we have. Let's see what's underneath that tower. Let's see what we have going on underneath that tower. We have the Death card following the tower right here. So that shake up, as you already know, I mean, this is quite an easy reading so far. It's going to shed past baggage, past selves of who you were in the past year, several years. This card a lot of times indicates some resistance to change, because change is not always easy, and it's kind of hard to like get on board with rapid change. But I actually feel here that you're ready to conquer whatever is going on. You're ready for it. You are very mobile in this card. The horse is actually galloping through. So I feel like whatever's coming down with this tower, you're just going to kind of ride through the storm with confidence and grace. Nothing's going to stop you. But it is going to create a new world for yourself. And what I mean by that, possibly new relationships, getting rid of the old, and maybe it's even your behaviors have changed. I think you might even be shocked to see yourself in the mirror and know that that's you, that you are that controlled, calm, dignified person, where maybe you were easily rattled and afraid and kind of, didn't go the limits that you could. I just see that so far with this reading, you're going to take everything down or let everything come down in your life, whatever that means for you. And you're going to seize opportunities in order to kind of get on that white horse of death and recreate. Be that person you've always wanted to be in your life, that maybe you've always seen or admired in others and always thought like, oh, man, I don't know how that person does it. Like, that's amazing. Well, guess what? Like, you're stepping into that kind of powerful being. And right here you have the Devil card. So far we have 3 major arcanas. The Devil is coming up as your heart of the reading card. And I am not even afraid of that card, because I feel like, I know the Devil card is usually an indication of some kind of toxicity, limitedness, keeping us bound to something. But I almost see it as almost like, excuse my language, but like your badassery in this. Like nothing is going to stop you. Like I said, you're not fearing anything. You're fearless. Exact. Um, you're fearless is what I mean to say. That is how I see the devil showing up in your reading. That you're not bound by anything. That you're going to put yourself in a release mode. Or like a place of power. The devil, believe it or not, has power. And I think a lot of people actually are going to be handing over their power to you. I know this sounds kind of crazy, but I almost feel like you are the devil. Where typically when this card comes up, I always see us as one of these poor saps on the bottom who are being controlled by the devil. I actually think you're the devil, but not in a negative way where like you are controlling others, you're manipulative, not in the least. I really think that you showing up as possibly the devil is that you aren't fearing anything. And then people will hand over their power to you because you are so in control, because you are so confident and you're coming from a place of deep emotional stability. Like you are in control of your emotions and not letting those tides of your emotions overwhelm you. And I think you are going to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for the word. I think, I don't think people are going to be daunted by you or even fear you necessarily. I just think they're going to look up to you and see that you have a lot of power. And we have as much power as I guess people believe, as we give ourselves. But I really see that you are going to be very stable and secure in who you are. And it's really going to catch everyone by storm. Everyone's going to be like, who is this person? So I don't really see the devil in this reading as anything really to be afraid of. I see it as you. You taking charge and taking all the power. That's what the devil loves. The devil loves power. Be careful. I mean, the devil's also full of ego, so be careful. But I see it in like a healthy way. 6 of Cups reversed. So moving on. I think maybe some past things, some negative nostalgia there of like past memories might have not been so great for you. But it's almost like this is a leaving home card. Again, when it's like this upright, I see it more like home and rooted and, happy memories. When like this, maybe not so happy memories. Maybe it's about breaking free from those things and shedding the past, being enlightened, knowing that your emotions aren't going to completely guide you, that you also have this intellectual stability to balance it out. I think you've learned a lot from your past relationships, maybe even like family, home life, where you've come from. But I think you're able to move on and seize those opportunities because there's something that is pulling you away from the home, away from your roots, where you are springing up as somebody who's more secure and aware and dominant. That's what I meant to say. Yes, dominant with the devil. You might even scare yourself. You might even be like, whoa, where did this hurt? Who's this person? Who am I? Because you're kind of stripping years and years and years possibly of that being that wasn't exactly the full expression of yourself. But be careful, because as the full expression of yourself comes out, your negative traits might kind of be purged up. Maybe some darkness might be illuminated a little that you weren't even aware was nicely tucked inside of you. But when the tower comes down, everything is exposed. Oops. Everything is exposed. Okay. So 5 of Cups. So you might be saying goodbye to things that you don't want to say goodbye to. But it's over. Here's this breaking away of the past. And here is that, you know, saying goodbye. It took a while to break from whatever bad behaviors, things that you've learned, relationships that kept you so rooted and spellbound that now it's time to let it drift off into that water. You know, so maybe it's a time to, at night, sit back, light a couple candles, write in your journal, and say goodbye to those things that are no longer supporting you, no longer giving you that approval. And you're not saying goodbye to it because you're not getting the approval. We don't need anyone's approval and we could still be friends. But maybe it's been years or something toxic's been going on with something in your life, and it's now is the time to say goodbye because you're wiser for it and you are able to drop it in that water and let it get washed away. Because I think that is what really helps you emerge into a stronger, more realized individual, is being able to let those things go. Because they're no longer of value or of service to you. And that's why you turn your back. And you are moving on because you want something more. You want something more, you want something better. A lot of cups in this reading. So you might also be dealing with a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. It's very possible. But we have cups, cups. We have cups, 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 cups. Scorpio. But with the 8 of Cups, it's you're going for it. Nothing's stopping you. And especially in this card, it almost looks like the guy's literally tearing ass out of here. You're ready. I think once you realize what those things are that you must let go of, you're ready. You're ready to face it and move forward. Advance into your new person, your new self. And here you go, as the Hanged Man. I think once you do let go, or let me just say this, I think with the Hangman here, this is just a lot of, this is always like my pause card. You're put on pause because you're thinking, waiting for that illumination. But I think you're also learning that in order to become this person, to be powerful and dominant and secure in your own person, that you also have to sacrifice things. Okay. I don't know what those things are for each and every one of you, but sacrificing might mean having to do with those nasty behaviors. You know, you're shedding things that also, it's not so easy that, oh, we'll just shed all the bad things. That sometimes some of the quote unquote good things you have to shed too, that it might be difficult to do that. But I do feel with the Hangman that you're going to realize in the very end of this that you are sacrificing a lot, but that's what has to be done with a really responsible person who is able to be in control of oneself. Okay, and then your 2 outcome cards are, we have the 5 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. Well, this just kind of clarifies, in a sense, this Tower card here, that it was at a 10. This conflict of the 5 of Swords I kind of see you as this guy in the Five of Swords. You know, I think a lot of times we see ourselves as these people like running away and being hurt over somebody else's selfish act. I think it's taken you a long time to actually become this person who does for him or herself, because you don't want to take that crap anymore. You're done carrying these burdens of everybody else's, or even your own burdens, taking on way too much weight, even if it's like mental activity. I see you now standing very straight and strong, and others maybe understanding that they no longer maybe fit into your life the way they used to. And I don't think you're really, you know, rattled by it at all. I think it is what it is. When you become somebody different, that's just what happens. Okay. And then as your energy card or your advice, yeah, I think it is a little like you're sneaking away. I know this card too has a lot of negative connotations. I just don't really see that with your reading. I think, or maybe there were people who were behaving like this character on this card, very sneakily and deceitful. Maybe you had to break away from a lot of past relationships that were no longer serving you, and you realized it. You know, you became strong because of it. You actually emerged into a new person. You know, I think maybe there were a lot of people, or not a lot of people, just there were situations in your life where people were getting away with things, maybe stealing from you, or it felt like stealing. But I think you are ready to become this new person right here. And I think actually with the Seven of Swords and the Hanged Man, this is what you sacrifice. I think it feels like almost running away or stealing something. But I think you are going to come to a point where you know what doesn't belong to you, and you're going to have to sacrifice it. You know, you're trying to get away with, okay, I realize a bunch of things, but I wonder if I can just get away with this or get away with that. No, I think you know that you're going to have to sacrifice it. If it's that relationship, if it's that job or whatever it is, it's going to be challenging, as the swords kind of indicate, but I think in the end, you're just going to let it go because it's causing too much conflict in your life. So whatever that means to you, I hope it helps. Thank you, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, for joining me for today's reading for the month of November 2020. And I look forward to getting your thumbs up and your subscriptions. That would be great. And I'll see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.